For anyone interested in the Huddersfield property market, this video is for you. Let's take a look at what actually happened in October, because there is always plenty of noise, but the data gives us a much clearer picture. Homes for sale and new properties coming to market. So in October, there were around 874 homes for sale across Huddersfield. Now that's slightly down on the 896 we saw this time last year, but still much higher than the low levels of available properties we had back in 2021, where there was just a mere 361. So supply has grown a lot over the last few years. However, it is now settling at a more balanced level rather than running away. New properties coming to market were noticeably lower, so October saw 139 new homes launched compared with 178 a year ago. Now that's about a 22% drop and just below the 6-year October average. So in simple terms, fewer people chose to put their home on the market this October. Some are waiting for spring, some are waiting to see what happens next, and some simply just do not need to move right now. Asking prices. October's new properties came to market at an average of around $340,000, which works out at about £297 per square foot. Now, if we look from September to October, the new asking prices have dropped from roughly $373,000 to $340,000. So that's a clear sign that autumn sellers know that they need to sharpen their pricing to catch buyers' attention. So it's not that the Huddersfield property market's crashed, it's just more that sellers have brought either a slightly different or smaller type of home to the market, and they're being priced more competitively, at least compared to a year ago. Sales agreed and what is actually selling. Now the interesting bit in Huddersfield is what is actually going under offer. So in October, 146 homes went sold subject to contract. That is down from 170 this time last year, but still well above the 95 we saw in October 2023. It's above the 6-year October average as well, which is 132. So buyer activity is not at peak 2024 levels, but it is still healthy and above normal. The surprise comes in the prices. The homes that did sell agreed at an amazing £363,700, which works out at about £310 per square foot. Now compared with last year's agreed figures, that is around 11% higher on the headline price. So even though fewer new properties came to market and sales are slightly lower than last year, the homes that are selling are achieving stronger prices. Price changes, withdrawals and fall-throughs. In October, 104 homes had a reduction. Now that is lower than the 135 last year, but still above the long-term average. So there's still a fair amount of people coming out with it, testing it and just adjusting. The withdrawals are where the sellers take the home off the market. Now these rose to 81 in October, which is up from 69 last year and above the 6-year average. Now that suggests some sellers are either disappointed with the interest levels or just decided now is not the right time for them to move. Fall-throughs, they came in at 33 for October, which is slightly down on last year, but above the longer-term average. That means roughly 1 in 4 agreed sales did not reach completion. Usually due to surveys, mortgage valuations, change or just changes in circumstances. Better than it was, but it's still a reminder that good advice and solid preparation matter. So what does this mean for buyers, sellers and investors? Buyers, you are in a market with fewer new homes coming on, but still a decent amount of choice overall. So the data shows that when a home is in the right area, presented well and priced sensibly, it still sells for a strong price. So focus on quality, location and value per square foot and make sure your finances are ready so you can move quickly when the right home comes up. For sellers, the 11% rise in agreed prices is good news, but the drop in new asking prices is the reality check. Buyers in Huddersfield will pay good money for the right home, in the right spot, at the right price, but they'll ignore anything that just looks overly optimistic. Get the pricing right from day one, Invest in your presentation and work with an agent who really understands the difference between town, suburbs, and the premium villages. Investors. Huddersfield is still offered strong value as compared with Leeds, Manchester, because of the good transport links. You've got a busy university and a mix of town and village property. The steady growth in agreed prices and decent sale volumes show that there is demand, particularly, as I say, for well-located, well-presented homes. Now, to wrap things up, overall, October 2025 in Huddersfield shows a market that is recalibrating, it's not retreating. So there's fewer new homes launched, but the ones that sold did so at a higher price than last year, and demand is still ahead of the longer term average. Now, if you would like a breakdown for your part of Huddersfield or a data-backed view on your own home, we're always happy to help. I'm Stephen from Red Roots Property, working alongside George White, and that is your October 2025 Huddersfield Market Update. See you on the next one.